Yo, stay wavy TV, ride the vibe with me, splash through your screen, drip clean like the sea, high tide energy, never on mute. From the sound, let the motion move you.
Triple H gets exposed for lying about releasing Rtruth in the WWE. So for those that forgot, remember when Rtruth had that match against Johncena after Johncena turned heel? And it was the best match on that Saturday night main event card, you know what I'm saying? And like a week later, Rtruth ended up being released from the WWE. So because of this, everybody on the internet crashed out. Not just wrestling fans, but like, you know, wrestlers backstage like The Miz, like they actually were so pissed off that they unfollowed the WWE, right? So Rtruth ends up coming back and he turns heel, right? And Triple H, after he turned heel, was at a press conference and basically told everybody, you know, did you enjoy the show? Like he basically acted like Rtruth being released from the WWE was a work, when indeed he actually was released from the WWE. So, you know, if you watch WWE Unreal, right? If you watch that new episode that just came out, right? Triple H claims that he claims that Rtruth was never released from the WWE. He claims that they were in contract negotiations after his contract is over, and you know they basically stopped staying in contact with each other because Rtruth would not agree to what he was being offered. Rtruth wanted to get paid more money. Triple H did not want to offer Rtruth what he wanted, so they basically just stopped talking to each other. Triple H claims that, you know, they stopped talking to Rtruth in hopes that he would end up agreeing to the deal that was offered to him, right? So Rtruth, he went on the Breakfast Club to promote his new album, which is called, I think it's called The White Album, right? So he goes on the Breakfast Club and Charlemagne the God asked him about the contract situation. He told Rtruth that Triple H basically claimed that he was never actually released from the WWE. And Rtruth just straight up exposed Triple H and said that was cap, okay? He basically told Triple H and the WWE this is how much he wanted to get paid. They refused to pay him that. So they basically, you know, they canceled his trip for the upcoming shows and he was released, bro. There was no more communication. They basically told him your services are no longer needed. Rtruth said that the only reason why he came back is because he was the #1 trending topic on Twitter, which is now known as X. And all of the fans and the wrestlers that rock with Rtruth, because they supported him so hard and they kept talking about him and they was all calling out Triple H for releasing Rtruth, that's why Rtruth ended up coming back to the WWE. It wasn't because they were in contract negotiations and Triple H was trying to get Rtruth to take a lowball offer. Nah, the fans demanded Rtruth to come back, and he had wrestlers backstage that was backing that. So Triple H was peer pressured into re-signing Rtruth, and he ultimately gave him the money that he wanted. Now, for those people out there that's delusional, right? For the Triple H fans out there that's going to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so let's take a look at what Rtruth has done since he came back to the WWE, right? He turned heel, showed up in all black, he cut off his dreads, and he went by Ron Killings, right? Who's supposed to be a more serious heel character. He got rid of the Rtruth character. What happened with that? He had a feud with Aleister Black, had a situation with Aleister Black and Damian Priest. And less than a month later, he went back to being Rtruth. Since then, he's showing up on Christmas as the Easter Bunny. He keeps talking to Nick Aldis about his balls. Like, Rtruth hasn't done anything since he came back to this company. Nothing. He hasn't even had a meaningful match. I think he had a tag team match with Joe Hendry against somebody else. Like, he hasn't done nothing, bro. That heel turn that Rtruth did it could have been better than Johncena's heel turn. But ultimately, the reason why it failed is because Triple H doesn't have any big plans for Rtruth. You know? Rtruth should have, Booker T was hoping that Rtruth was going after the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is, guys, is Triple H does not look at Rtruth as a champion, bro. He looks at Rtruth as a joke. He does not look at Rtruth as a star, but the fans do. Like, let's be honest, guys. Like, we don't even see Rtruth doing his "What's Up" gimmick no more. He stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I see Rtruth on the radar promoting his rap music more than I see him on Raw and SmackDown these days, bro. Like, he is totally just being underused. He should have kept the Ron Killings character. He should have won a championship, whether it's the World Heavyweight Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship. He should have been able to win a championship, bro. He should have been able to show people that he can turn heel and he can be taken more serious. But Triple H didn't want to do it. So now you have a situation where Rtruth is basically just getting paid to do nothing. And you know what's crazy? Rtruth is in his mid-50s, yo. Rtruth is like 54, 55 years old. Bro, this dude is in better shape than people that's in their 20s and 30s that signed to the WWE. Look at Dominic Mysterio. He's in better shape than him. Look at JD McDonald's. He's in better shape than him. There's a lot of wrestlers that Rtruth is in better shape than. Look at Sami Zayn, who's about to compete Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Rtruth is in better shape than him. So it's an unfortunate situation. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I wish that Triple H just would have never signed back Rtruth, because if you're not gonna bring him back to, you know, be taken serious and serve a purpose, I wish he would have just went to AEW or something like that, where he could have, you know, got rid of that character that's overplayed. Because let's be honest, guys, the Rtruth character is played out. I think Rtruth deserves to show people that he can be taken serious and he can play a more serious character that at least competes for championships, bro. This whole Rtruth thing that's been going on lately, bro, like I said, he's basically just getting paid to do nothing. He's just getting paid to just make an ass of himself because Triple H never wanted him back in the first place, which is why he's not doing anything. If Triple H actually had plans for Rtruth, he would have never got released from the company in the first place. And Triple H, as a man, he should just admit that, you know, he made a mistake. You know, he didn't see any value at Rtruth in the time. He didn't feel like he was worth whatever Rtruth was demanding, and he released him. But instead of just being a man and telling the truth, Triple H wants to lie because he cares about what people think about him. He doesn't want to be seen as a liar, bro. He's already hated. He already knows the fans don't like him, and he doesn't want to admit that he got rid of somebody that a lot of people are a fan of. And this is the problem with Triple H, bro. If you can't take accountability, how can you ever get better at your job? If you're not going to be able to admit when you're wrong and when you make a mistake, how can you ever get better at something? You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're a quarterback of a football team, right? And you're throwing at least 5 to 10 interceptions a game, and you're not admitting that you're throwing the interceptions. You're just blaming the defense and the O-line. How can you ever get better as a quarterback? That's the situation with Triple H, bro. He keeps making mistakes after mistakes, and then when he gets held accountable, he takes zero accountability. That's why we continue to get garbage episodes of Raw and SmackDown, and that's why we continue to get garbage PLEs, because the guy that's booking the show is an idiot. So with that being said, it's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. Make sure y'all subscribe, thumbs up the video, leave a comment. I'm out.
Welcome to the vibe. Stay wavy in the mix. Got the culture on the rise. Tap in, hit subscribe, ring that bell, let it ride. We gon' surf through the trends, give you game every time. Reviews, new views, keep it honest, never fake. If you're looking for the wave, this the channel you embrace. Stay